Right, good morning. Welcome to the Break of Dawn Papers Review right here on your laughter station, 32 FM 94.9. It's the 16th day in the month of February 2026. My name is OLORUNTOBA Yusuf. Thank you for joining us as we give you the latest stories making headlines across the dailies this morning. All right, we have the Punch, the Vanguard, the Guardian newspaper with us this morning, and later on we'll be analyzing all the stories for you. Let's start off with the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Electoral Act harmonization, reps under pressure to abandon compulsory e-transmission of results. That's a lead story on the front page of the Vanguard today. That's the following riders. Empirical data also guided our decision, says Senate. Insists real-time electronic transition of results not practicable at the moment. Why most National Assembly members may lose seats in 2027, that's according to Guinea, front page of the Vanguard. And just above the masthead, we communicate movement of terrorists to security agencies, but says a terrorist can be defeated if discusses massive infrastructure achievement, and all of that on the front page of the Vanguard today. 2027 Obi formally declares for ADC, vows to defy ballot rigging. Federal government spends 26 billion naira on moribund Ajaokuta Steel Company, front page of the Vanguard today. And finally, El-Rufai Ribadu Baker over alleged importation of poisonous substance. That's on the front page of the Vanguard today. All right, let's go to the Punch newspaper. Emergency plenary session. National Assembly moves to shift presidential poll to February 13. Senate House lawmakers recall lawmakers from recess again as they set to review 2026 electoral bill again on Tuesday. Presidential poll to hold earlier over Ramadan overlap. That's on the front page of the Punch today. Ex-INEC chiefs demand real-time result transmission in National Assembly panel meets. Shettima leads federal government delegation to Kano after devastating market fire. Tinubu's Adamawa visit reignites Fintiri's defection rumor. Insecurity, lawmakers spill over Ndume's support for U.S. troops deployment. Kwankwaso returns from Indian trip amid U.S. sanctions threats. Front page of the Punch this morning. All right, let's go to the Guardian newspaper now. Presidency says El-Rufai's letter meant to divert attention from Kaduna corruption allegation. The presidency refutes Amaechi's allegations on new tax laws. President Day, U.S. diplomatic mission in Nigeria suspend operation. Front page of the Guardian today. Also, just below the masthead, EU threatens Meta over WhatsApp AI restrictions. Google advocates safer internet releases, user tips. Nigeria, Liberia to drive regional digital integration. That's on the front page as well. And to the sports side of things, anxiety as Nigerians await FIFA verdict on petition against DRC today. Commonwealth unveils 20 regional finalists for 2026 Youth Award. Front page of the Guardian today. Correctional Service, landowners protest illegal seizure of 38.7 hectares of land. Tinubu sympathizes with Kano traders, directs thorough investigation into market fire. Afenifere USA urges Southwest leaders to equip Amotekun with modern technology. That's on the front page of the Guardian today. Still coming from the Guardian, residents oppose 150-meter setback on Lagos-Calabar coastal highway. Ghana demands justice over alleged non-consensual recording. And finally, 120 lives lost along the Maturu-Buni Yadibiu Road in 2025. That's according to the FRSC front page of the Guardian this morning. Let's go to the Daily Post. Ban on fuel sale chokes Ogun border town 6 years later. 6 years later, I should say. Front page of the Daily Post today. Ban on fuel sale chokes Ogun border towns 6 years later. Let's go to the political side of things. APC national chairman receives defectors from NNPP PDP in Kano. Osun poll, PDP LP missing as INEC clears 14 political parties. Osun APC slams PDP lawmakers over LG allocations dispute. National Convention, nothing like implosion. APC fires back at opposition members. 2027, defend your vote. We won't allow repeat of 2023. Peter Obi to Nigerians. Osun Guba, Adeleke can only be removed through rigging. That's according to Primate, your daily front page of the Daily Post today. In sport, CAF Champions League Confederation Cup quarterfinal draws are happening later. That's on the front page as well. Fuel price, NATO explains why FCCPC and NMDPRA must move against monopoly in Nigeria's oil sector. Nigeria Governors Forum mourns victims of Kwara and Niger State terror attacks. Security forces repel bandit attack on Kwara community. Face your allegations, not rebuttal. Shehu Sani blasts ex-governor El-Rufai of Kaduna. Poverty, major cause of insecurity in Nigeria. That's according to the Lagos State House Assembly Speaker Obasa, front page of the Daily Post this morning. Well, let's go to the Daily Trust. Why fire raised Kano State Singer Market, front page of the Daily Trust. A poison allegation, DSS will invite you. NSA replies El-Rufai. That's on the front page of the Daily Trust today. Ramadan, ex-Senate President Lawan disburses bags of rice in Yobe. That's on the front page as well. Over 50,000 Nigerian doctors are practicing abroad. That's according to the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA. Tinubu orders probe of Kano market fire. El-Rufai writes rebuttal over importation of poisonous substances. Russia-Ukraine war. Federal government raises alarm over illegal recruitment of Nigerians. Front page of the Daily Trust today. Why we made electronic transmission of election result discretionary. That's according to the Senate. National Assembly to reconvene Tuesday over 2027 election timetable. FCT Council poll, candidates not supporting Tinubu will lose, says FCT Minister Wike. That's it on the Daily Trust this morning. We'll take a short commercial break. When we get back, we'll be joining our analyst to help us break down the stories across the dailies today. Do stay with us.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM, 94.9, the antidote to depression.
Every meal I cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggi Star in double cubes. Double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggi Star Double Cubes, made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggi brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggi Double Cubes today. Me and Maggi, so good together.
Win from over 80 million naira in cash and exciting prizes in the Golden Hunt promo.
This promo, there's no need for advert anymore.
Because
my mom alone can hunt down any gist. How much more 80 million naira in prizes with the whole family involved?
Naija, let the Golden Hunt begin. Just buy any Golden Morn Golden Hunt 30 gram or 45 gram promo pack. Look inside for a unique code and dial *8011*1# for a chance to win big. Promo ends April 15, 2026. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
Every meal I cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggi Star in double cubes. Double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggi Star Double Cubes, made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggi brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggi Double Cubes today. Me and Maggi, so good together.
Brotherly! I don't finally save 70,000 for this economy. 30 December, don't set!
It could do, but if to show you saver with the Smart Saver, another 10,500 naira for the climb up.
Now 15% interest per annum be that too.
Una dey use smart cash buy data, airtime and pay bills. Now we don add the Smart Saver. You go get 15% interest on any amount you save, and the interest go dey drop for your account every day. You fit comot your money anytime. The best part be say you fit start with any amount. Dial star 939 hash or download the Smart Cash app. Make yourself begin dey enjoy. Smart Cash na by INT'L. Times and conditions dey sha o. Money matter na sense.
This Ramadan, emotions ignite. Can rival sisters overcome pride? Will a defiant daughter find forgiveness? Can a bride's faith save her husband? A businessman rediscovers family. An influencer chooses between friends and fame. A single mom discovers even strength needs support.
6 stories, 30 days. Faith, family, friendship, food, forgiveness. Tales of Ramadan Season 2. Catch every dramatic moment on TV and digital. This Ramadan, Maggie turns up the heat.
Me and Maggie, so good together.
Kò bá jẹ́ 24, 29 tàbí 32 ṣáà ti fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wa lórí gbogbo ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ kàn tẹ 32FM 949 fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀.
You don ready to win? Make you enjoy your food with one ice cold Coca-Cola and you fit win your share from 600 million naira. Na 2 millionaires we go dey make every day plus over 50 million naira for weekly prizes. Just buy any Coke wey get glass or plastic bottle. Scan the QR code for the cover of the glass bottle or for the label of the plastic one. Then check the code when dey under the cover for your chance to become millionaire and win better prizes. Buy, scan, find, win. T's and C's apply.
Every meal I cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggie Star in double cubes. Double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggie Star Double Cubes, made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggie brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggie Double Cubes today. Me and Maggie, so good together.
You're listening to 32FM 94.9.
Welcome back, 32FM 94.9 Papers Review as we take you through the latest stories across the dailies this morning. Thank you for staying with us. We have our analysts with us this morning. Joining us virtually, Barrister Yomegunla. Barrister, good morning, sir. Good to have you.
Yes, Toba.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good to be with you. Good morning, Nigeria.
Right. So, Barrister, let's start off with this ongoing conversation regarding the amendment to our Electoral Act. So there are reports that the National Assembly will reconvene again to harmonize the version of the House of Rep and that of the Senate. Also on the table is the issue of the next year's presidential election, which alarm has been raised by some people, especially in the north, that it coincides or it might overlap with the period of Ramadan. So there's a possibility that the election will be shifted to 13th of February instead of the 20th initially scheduled by INEC. But the crux of the matter also is that the Senate said that he relied on data to make electronic transition of result discretionary rather than mandatory in the ongoing reform of Nigeria's electoral governance framework. So the upper chamber said the decision was based on the stark reality of the country at the moment and not on emotions or sentiment, that they consulted and engaged with different actors in the communication and power sector space of the country, and they gathered data, and that decision to make it still discretionary was based on the data that they gathered and based on the reality of the country at the moment. What do you make of the reasons given by the Senate here, that they consulted with stakeholders in the communication sector, in the power sector as well, and they got the data that, look, we need to still make this discretionary because we don't have the capacity yet for the electronic transmission real time of this result?
Well, Toba,
yeah,
I feel very disappointed because the role of the National Assembly is to make law for the peace, order, and good government of the country. And secondly, we donated our powers to members of the National Assembly. And so, more often than not, the legislation that comes out of the chamber should be a reflection of the will of the people. Now, saying they are taking data from relevant stakeholders will not hold with some of us because we have heard some of those stakeholders say that electronic transmission of results in real time too is a possibility. INEC itself had admitted that it had over 90% coverage of Nigeria. So what is the problem? It is appearing that these politicians are being insincere with us. And in any case, it is an indictment on the government of the day if we are now saying that the giant of Africa is incapable of having, undisrupted network coverage around the country. Go to South Africa and see what is happening there. And we are supposed to be the giant of Africa. So why should this be so? My candid advice to the other political parties is to ensure that they protect the votes of Nigerians. And how they do that? By ensuring that they have their party agents at every polling unit. 174 plus thousand agents in all of the polling units. And I think the discussion again should center around, some of the things I saw with Form EC8A. I don't think it should be acceptable for any of those forms to come back with all of those viral distortions and so on. If any correction is made on an EC8A form, there ought to be an endorsement, the back of the form, stating the reason for the endorsement, and the signatures of all the party agents must be there. As you know, Form EC8A remains the primary document, for the results of elections. What you get on IREV is secondary. And so, if they are saying now that INEC should have discretion over electronic transmission of election results, then let the politicians focus on Form EC8A and ensure that they have the agents in all polling units and there are no distortions, no corrections on the EC8 form, EC8A form.
Right.
If there is any, the reason for it must be given, and the signatures of all the polling agents must also be endorsed on it.
Right.
It should not be acceptable as evidence in court.
Right. Okay, so let's quickly go to this ongoing rifts now, verbal rifts, or rather, between the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, and the Office of the National Security Advisor, led by Malam Nuhu Ribadu. It all started in an interview granted on television, with where El-Rufai talked about how somebody tapped the phone of the NSA and told him about an attempt to have him arrested, and now he's also talking about an alleged importation of a poisonous substance by the office of the NSA. So two things there. First, there are those who are saying that if the a line of the security advisor could be tapped, as alleged by Nasir El-Rufai. That means, for instance, a transmission of results could also be hacked into, by unscrupulous elements in the next round of election. The other one is also that how did we come to this level wherein the office of the NSA is subjected to all this kind of allegation on in a media interview without any proof? Because now everybody is saying that, Malam Nasir El-Rufai should show proof of him importing this alleged poisonous substance that he talked about.
I always feel very happy when I see that their center no longer holds, because it is the better for Nigerians that those who are holding this country down are fighting amongst themselves, and in the process they will disclose classified information that Nigerians need to determine the level of sincerity of their leaders. What has happened now calls for a thorough investigation, not only of El-Rufai, but also of Nuhu Ribadu, to show their sincerity, their loyalty, their patriotism and nationalism, because these are very grave allegations. If the NSA indeed imported, the poisonous substances, for what now?
Barrister, sorry to come in.
Government should be interested.
Yeah, can we just say this is because there are those who are saying we're in the season of politics and El-Rufai is already in the opposition, speaking heavily against the current government, that maybe this could be seen as, a political, something having a political undertone. Can we just, categorize it that way, or is deeper than what we're saying?
Well, it is through that politics now that all the facts will come out. Yes. Well, Yorubas will say Bogbara Nija. So if they have anything against the government of the day that is not in accord with the laws of the land, of course they will bring it to the fore. For instance, if you don't have a certificate, I hear Olubunmi Ojo is being directed by court now to come and prove his certificates. Yes, it is a part of it, part of politics. So if you have any information that will show the true face of the government or the opposition, why not? This is the time to release it. But I think for the sanity of this polity, that a very high-powered probe be conducted on the allegations on the two sides.
Right.
Well, I am not surprised, that they are tapping into one another's phones and so on, to get information. That happens everywhere in the world. All right. But let there be a probe. Let's see what is happening. And then that argument that because they were able to tap into somebody's phone is one of the reasons why they think electronic transmission of election results is impossible is, to me, Bonkem. The National Assembly has a duty to identify problems in the country and make appropriate responses. So if there is the possibility of hacking into a system, there is a possibility of protecting it.
Right.
That is the age of information that we are in, digital information that we are in.
Okay, so let's quickly go to this other story now. There are reports that there is an ongoing illegal recruitment of Nigerians into foreign conflicts. In fact, the report talks about the Russia-Ukraine war, where there are some Nigerians who are, participating in that conflict. And the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs has released a statement. They issued a statement yesterday saying that any Nigerian participating in these foreign conflicts are doing so at their own risk. They are expressing concern over the rising and alarming cases of Nigerian citizens being illegally, as they put it, recruited to participate in this foreign armed conflict, especially the Russia-Ukraine war, saying that steps are being taken to check the negative trend. Now, He referenced recent media reports that indicated that some Nigerian citizens were recruited under false pretenses, including promises of lucrative employment abroad, security job, education opportunities, or migration incentive. And when they get in there, they end up being conscripted into the military of these countries, engaged in armed conflict, and are forced to fight on either side of the divide. This is a very concerning story, Barrister. Although the Ministry of Foreign Affairs says they are doing something to check the trend, they're also warning Nigerians that if you are illegally recruited, you're doing so at your own risk.
A very, very clear sign of a failed government. Because, tell me, if Nigerians are happy at home, if they are satisfied with the dividends of democracy that they are getting, why would they want to go and risk their lives in somebody else's fight? It is the same problem with the terrorist groups, the bandit groups, and the kidnapping rings. Innocent Nigerians are being recruited by these illegal organizations.
But Barrister, they say that they do it under the guise of lucrative job, and then when they get there, they realize that, there's no lucrative job. In fact, what is available is to fight in the, in this ongoing armed conflict. That they do it under false pretense. That's what's happening here.
Well, there is a possibility, that what you allege, is happening. But it is still the same thing. Those who are getting engaged in Boko Haram, banditry, kidnapping activities, do you think they tell them straight off that they are coming to be, men people?
Yeah.
They will be attracted with something. Now, look, we have a job for you. You will be getting like 300,000 naira a month. For somebody who is jobless or who has been jobless for a very long time, that may be tempting. So the recruitment policy of those groups may be similar. But the truth of the matter is, it is the failure of government that has led our children into, these lethal operations. And that is very sad. Government should work on improving the welfare of Nigerians.
Right.
And we will have less and less, Nigerians wanting to go and risk their lives.
Right. We need to go on this commercial break. When we get back, we'll continue the conversation. We'll also be taking your reactions to some of the stories across the dailies this morning. Do stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM, 94.9, the antidote to depression.
Every meal I cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggie Star in double cubes. Double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggie Star Double Cubes, made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggie brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggie Double Cubes today. Me and Maggie, so good together.
Is it okay to make fun of our tooth gap? Let's have a talk. Colgate makes your teeth so strong. Stop cover your mouth. Not to do yanga with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Zero cavities and fresh breath. If you use a Colgate paste. Not to do yanga with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Colgate, #1 oral care brand in the world.
I am the chef of life with Mr. Chef. Niger vibe, Mr. Chef, two finger crush. I am the chef of life with Mr. Chef. I am the chef of life with Mr. Chef.
Mr. Chef, taste home, taste culture.
Chef of life.
أهلا وسهلا مرحبا وسهلا أسوي كده رمضان
أهلا وسهلا فمرحبا يا شر الكريم oṣù bùkún oṣù àforíjìn oṣù rọmọdán máa wulẹ̀ máa rọra oṣù tí Ọlọ́run Ọba Allah sọ wípé gbogbo ẹni bá ṣe dáadáa kan níbẹ̀ òun yóò san ní ẹ̀san lọ́pọ̀ nínú iṣẹ́ ládá tí ẹ̀dá tún lè ṣe tí ládá ẹ̀dá ó tún fi tẹ̀sùn lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run Ọba Allah ó ní kí ẹ̀dá ó máa ná nínú ohun tí Ọlọ́run fún lóore sójú ọ̀nà tọlọ́run kí ládá tèmi tìrẹ lè tún tẹ̀sùn lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run Ọba Allah pàtàkì jùlọ nínú oṣù rọmọdán ìdí nìyí tí ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 tá a kalẹ̀ kà sájà kan kòkó ọ̀zùgbẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Ìbàdàn fi ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ètò ọlọ́kùn òjọ̀kan tí a lè ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ rẹ̀ nínú oṣù rọmọdán náà yìí láti jẹ́ kí ládàá tiwa náà tún kún kẹ́kẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run Ọba àwọn ètò tí a lè ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ rẹ̀ bíi wáàsí ọlọ́gbọ̀n ìṣẹ́jú oníṣẹ́jú mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dógún oníṣẹ́jú mẹ́wàá àti oníṣẹ́jú márùn-ún bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ìrun pípè lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan àti àwọn ètò kíní àti ètò ìpolówó ọjà lówó tí ò gajara lọ fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé ẹ̀lọ́ àlì ní 081 43 38 0224 Yusuf 080 53 56 11 31 Ramadan ọdún yìí kò ní jẹ́ àṣemọ fún wa o Allahumma àmín.
àwọn tí tún dòde oṣù rọmọdánà mọ́rí abá.
jẹ́ nínú ẹ̀bùn owó tó lé ní 80 million naira àtàwọn ẹ̀bùn míì tó jojú ní gbèsè nínú ìdíje golden hunt promo yìí.
kò yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ìkéde yìí mọ́ rárá pàápàá tó tún ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ẹ̀bùn owó tó jẹ́ 80 million naira àti ẹ̀bùn mìíràn tí wọ́n tún mẹ́nu bà.
kí ló dé tó fi sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
nítorí pé ìyá mi nìkan ti tó láti wá díẹ̀ tó tún lọ́rọ̀ owó tó jẹ́ 80 million naira nínú.
ẹ jẹ́ kí ìṣàwárí náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ ṣáà ti ra yálà òdiwọ̀n 30 gram àti 45 gram golden mon golden hunt tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ ẹ yẹnu rẹ̀ wò fún nọ́mbà àrà ọ̀tọ̀ kan kí ẹ sì tẹ *8011*1# kẹ́lẹ̀ ní àǹfààní àti jẹ̀bù ńlá promo parí ní April 15 2026 golden mon jẹ́ kí gbogbo ọjọ́ ó dàbí wúrà.
Every meal I cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggie Star in double cubes. Double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggie Star Double Cubes. Made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggie brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggie Double Cubes today. Me and Maggie, so good together.
32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back. Papers Review on 32 FM 94.9. It's time for you to be a part of the conversation now. You can call 0705 5000 949, 0906 2000 949. You can also call 0809 7000 949. That's 0809 7000 949, 0705 5000 949, 0906 2000 949. Those are the numbers to call to join the conversation. Yes, Barrister.
Yes. Please permit me to add this.
Yes, sir.
You know, this allegation of importation of those poisoned or poisonous chemicals.
Yes, sir.
Is a matter that can attract international attention because those are chemical weapons, and we all know what happened in Iraq. So this is a very, very grave allegation because it may just introduce another dimension to the activities of terrorists, of bandits, and of kidnappers.
Yeah.
So it must be of, of grave concern to Nigerians.
Right. Let's take this call. Hello.
Yeah, Toba.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Toba.
Yes,
this
sir.
is okay.
Right.
Barrister, good morning. Firstly, let's look at Barrister, the issue of their exposing themselves, and it's actually good. But the issue is these same people that are exposing themselves, they are actually the ones we still expect to fight for us. That's actually the funny thing about it. That's why some of us, even you in the leg of Barrister, we are talking about separating the office of the Attorney General from the Ministry of Justice so that somebody like me can pick them up. With these exposures, what still comes out of it, at the end of the day, nothing is done. They still continue with the shenanigans and nonsense they do. And for the INEC, Barrister, the National Assembly, INEC have said they can actually do this. So we now ask ourselves, who are these stakeholders that the National Assembly said they consulted? INEC, they said they can do it. The people said it is possible. Even the so-called alliance are also saying they can. We want to know who are these so-called stakeholders, probably the few of them. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
I agree with you, my brother, because I am wondering too. I am wondering too. We don't want to go back to 2023 for God's holy sake, where the court is holding the regulations of INEC as subject to the
right.
Hello, good
discretion
morning.
of the electoral body.
Calling from Apasa.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
You see, National Assembly not doing what is expected of them, sincerely, regarding the election, 2027 general election. And if and those that are calling for the removal of Amupiton are being sponsored to me. That is why I now realize that, the reason why they were doing this, trying to rope this man, was because he said he wanted to transmit the result during the election. Now, it's part of it. So Nigerians should not fold our hands this time around, because we are about to witness real democracy when it comes to when it comes to voting in Nigeria. That's my submission. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Ade from UI.
Go ahead, sir.
I want to comment on the kidnapped people that they paraded, they show us live in Woro community. Do you know, my brother? These people, they said they pack 176 at within midnight to the morning, my brother. Did they carry them to heaven? Did they carry them to the sky? Do you know that out of these people, my brother, I'm just going to pick a point out. Out of these people, most of them, is not all of them that will not have BVN. If you have a serious government, a government that people that say they want to govern people, if you go to the bank and pick up this BVN and do forensic investigation of where they are, you know these people will get where they are. But this government, I don't know people who are voting for this group of people ruling the country. Everything they want is how to loot money and how to manipulate election. Intelligence, how to think deeply, it's not in their dictionary. How can they kill 170 in the night and go with another 170? And you see, that is not a disgraced country that's what we call this country. And some people wake up and be campaigning for such a leader. Some elites that are just disgraced to this country. That's the best of today.
All right, thank you. 0705 500949, 0809 7949. You can also call 0906 200949. Let's quickly check some comments on Facebook. Okay, let's take this first. Hello.
Hello, good morning, OLORUNTOBA.
Good morning, sir.
It's been a while.
Yes.
And I've missed you so much.
Thank you.
Mario calling from Apata.
Welcome.
Now, I think the feud going on between New Ribadu and El-Rufai, it is going to give us an edge in letting us know where we have some issues of concern in the country. I think we want the war to continue because so many secrets are going to be revealed. Look at the issue of alleged. Let me use in quotes, alleged. That El-Rufai has brought a kind of chemical weapon against some set of people. I think it's an allegation, and if it's anything to write home about, I think we need the government of the day to really scrutinize those allegations. If they are true, of course, let government weigh in and let Ribadu and whatever that are concerned be sanctioned. So it's an only war. If it's going to lead us to a better picture, I think it will continue. We must not throw away all that El-Rufai has said. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, let's see if we can take some comments on Facebook, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, on Facebook, Sulaiman Sheriff says, our lawmakers should do what Nigerians want. Nigerians want the mandatory electronic transmission of election results in real time, no outer clauses. History would remember those who stood for transparent elections and those who didn't. APC is fighting to stop e-transmission because it won't allow them to rig the 2027 elections. Tolokwademi says, morning, people should not pity El-Rufai at all because if someone can hack National Security Advisor's phone, then it's capable of doing anything in this country. And it seems our prayers against insecurity has been answered with this is revelation, taking into cognizance why his ministerial nomination was rejected by the National Assembly. May God continue to expose them one by one. Sulaiman Sheriff sent another one. It says the 2027 election that falls during the Ramadan season, at least it will reduce the tendency of election results maneuvering from either side of the religious divide At least it's a holy month, and everything done within that period should be done with sincerity and fear of God. What a perfect timing. Okay, let's take this. Hello. Hello. All right, let's go to Facebook again. Our National Assembly members should obey the views of Nigerians on this election result transmission in real time. Thank you. Barrister, quickly, I want us to touch on this story because let's come back home a bit now. It was what happened on Friday, the elevation of some chiefs in Oyo town to crown-wearing obas by the state government. 14 of them actually, elevated. And the government says it wants to further strengthen traditional institutions in the state. And I've listened to different views about it. There are those who are saying, look, what was the fuss about then during the tenure of the late Ajimobi when he tried to do something like this with the then Olubadan, I think it was Obasanjo Adetunji Ajegunguluso the first at that time. And then there are concerns again about whether this is, coming as a coincidence or we can't take it away from what appeared to be, a row between the Alaafin of Oyo and the state government as well. Not forgetting that there is a case before the Supreme Court where the Alaafin had been asking the Apex Court to restrain the state government and the Attorney General from creating or recreating, establishing or re-establishing the chieftaincy stool of Baale of Agoja. What's your reading of this situation, in the state regarding the 14 elevated chiefs to crown-wearing obas by the state government?
When you are very patient, you can see the tip of your nose. I went to court to challenge the amendment to the Oyo State chieftaincy law because I felt that it was not the custom of the people that the governor and his government will be involved in the nomination, selection, and appointment of traditional rulers. Well, sadly, that court case went against me, and there is nothing I can do further because it is a public interest litigation. But you see, what we are seeing is a reflection of the inadequacy of the chieftaincy law of Oyo State. And I know that there will be more problems to come up in the future. Whatever it is that Seyi Makinde is planning, the people of Oyo State will see it in due course. Traditional institution matters is one that should be taken with a bit of seriousness. But what we are seeing now is like the floodgates have been opened and just about anything is flowing into the institutions of traditional institutions. And that is bad. But let's wait and see how it all goes. How it pans out.
Right. Okay, but from what you're saying, is this within the rights of the state government? Because as you said, you challenged that law at the time, but it was thrown out. So based on that law, it's within the jurisdiction of the state government to elevate those chiefs to crown-wearing obas.
Well, as it is now, it is appearing so.
Yeah. At least pending the determination of the suit at the Supreme Court.
Makinde has become a kingmaker by that law. And if our traditional fathers see nothing wrong in it, who am I? A common Nigerian.
You're not a common Nigerian. You're a renowned legal practitioner.
But renowned.
Right. Okay. So let's take more comments. Omade Adekunle says it is worrying that bandits continue to act boldly while many responsible have yet to face justice. Nigerians need to see stronger action through thorough investigation and a clear commitment from government to end insurgency and secure the country and restore security. Yes, thank you, Omade Adekunle. This one is from, I think I've taken this one. Remember, you can call 0705 5000 949 009 7000 0906 2000 949. Barrister, quickly, let's also touch on this one. The Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee, they've reacted to a viral video in which an ADC member, that's former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi, had said that if he paid somebody 100 million for building material, that 25 million will automatically leave the person's account. They said it was unfortunate that people were spreading misinformation about the tax law. On the other side today, others will say, well, in the season of politics, you expect the opposition to try to woo voters by saying all kinds of things, even if it means twisting issues or deliberately misinforming them. So, I mean, where should we draw the line? Because at the end of the day, yes, you understand in politics, you take the game to your opponent. You want to sway the people as much as you can. But there are those who also say that, there should be a line. You do not deliberately twist an information because you want to criticize a policy, that there's no part in the law that says that if you collect 100 million, 25 million will just disappear in your account automatically. That's the reaction of the Presidential Tax Reform Committee. What are your thoughts, Barrister?
Well, the Presidential Tax Reform Committee has seen clearly that it has a lot to do in the form of education, enlightenment of the people on the operations of the tax law. And I think they should use the services of the National Orientation Agency to better educate Nigerians on the import and impact of the tax law. Of course, everybody is right now on edge, trying to see where, how, and when they will be caught in the net. So I think for the safety or sanity in the system, they should do that, educate us better. Because I have heard that individuals will not be very much affected by the tax laws, unlike maybe corporate bodies. Even corporate bodies, there are categories depending on your returns at the end of the day. So I think what they need to do is to better educate Nigerians, because right now it is still so hazy that it's almost impossible to determine the reach of the tax law. So they have a big job ahead of them.
Yeah, do you think, all is fair, in a situation like this, or politicians should have the responsibility to not deliberately misinform people for political gains? On the other side, there are those who say, it's all of them that do it. They twist government policy to sway voters in their favor, just like the APC did with the subsidy removal of Jonathan back in 2012. That why are they crying now when, they did the same? So if Amechi is deliberately telling people about the tax law that 25 million is going to be deducted if you collect 100 million, that all is fair at the end of the day in a game of politics.
Well, if the law remains unsettled, it would allow for variants of interpretations. The beautiful thing to do is to ensure that the law is stable, and predictable. So if that is done, then all the gates for ambiguity would have been closed. And you can tell, even by punching some buttons on your phone, you can get information, and that way it will be impossible for anybody to distort the facts. So, but right now, it remains unsettled, of course, open to all manner of interpretation. So I will not blame Amechi for coming up with what he came up with. That is the work of politicians. But they are the ones who have left the gates open.
Okay, quick one before we end the conversation, because the Vice President just returned from the African Union Summit, and he talked about various institutional reforms to strengthen democracy in Africa. And this is coming when there are concerns about how elections are conducted, sit-tight leaders, clamp down on opposition and critics across different countries on the continent. The question is, what kind of institutional reform should the AU be aiming at, towards strengthening democratic governance on the continent? Because that's one of the key issues that were discussed at that summit.
You see, the most important reform that we need is strengthening our institutions and making them impenetrable by politicians. Allowing politicians to manipulate the system is the greatest disservice we are doing to Africa. For instance, the people don't want you as their leader, and you want to manipulate the system to bring yourself in. That is wrong. Or to continue to stay in office when your term has expired, or to elongate your tenure, like one African leader is trying to do now. After running for 5 years, he is now trying to extend his tenure to 7 years. Why are we doing this? We have made Africa a continent of particular concern. Elections should be free and fair. Let the people choose who they want to rule them. It is their own problem if they choose the wrong people. But let it be seen that they have chosen the person themselves so that they can carry their own wahala. So the major reform that we need to ensure that democracy continues to stay in Africa and coups completely outlawed is if we allow the democratic process to work in accordance with the law.
Right.
Anything short of that, my brother, now where we did, we go do.
Right. Thank you so much, dear listener, for being a part of Papers Review this morning. Don't forget, it comes your way every weekday, Mondays through Fridays, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. and on Saturdays, 6 to 7 a.m. Thank you for doing this with us, Barrister Emil Gunola, our analyst this morning. Don't forget to stay tuned to the Papers Review tomorrow, 6:30 to 7:30. And don't go away. Smart Kids Show is up next on your laughter station, 32 FM 94.9. My name is OLORUNTOBA Yusuf. Enjoy the rest of your Monday morning. Bye for now.